The 9-to-5 trap. Why most people never escape the rat race. Every morning, millions of people wake up to the sound of an alarm clock. They get ready, rush through breakfast, fight traffic, take crowded trains, and arrive at a workplace where they spend most of their waking hours building someone else's dream. For many people, this routine feels normal. It is simply considered the way life works. Go to school, get a degree, find a stable job, work for decades, retire, and finally enjoy freedom. But there is a hidden cost behind the 9-to-5 lifestyle that most people rarely talk about. The price is not just the hours spent at work. The real cost is the time, energy, creativity, and opportunities that disappear while you are trading your most valuable resource for a paycheck. And that resource is time. Money can be earned again. Opportunities can be created again. But the hours you lose every day will never come back. The biggest trap of the 9-to-5 lifestyle is not having a job. Work itself is not the problem. The problem is building a life where your entire future depends on exchanging limited hours for money, because there is a limit to how many hours you can sell. You only have 24 hours in a day. You can only work so many hours. You can only increase your income so much when your earnings are directly connected to your time. This is why so many people feel stuck. They work harder, but they don't move forward. They receive a raise, but their expenses increase. They earn more money, but they still feel like they have less freedom. The cycle continues. Wake up, work, pay, bills, recover from work, sleep, repeat, and years pass. The most dangerous thing about this cycle is that it happens slowly. It does not feel like a trap in the beginning. It feels safe. A stable salary feels comfortable. A predictable schedule feels secure. Having benefits and a regular paycheck provides peace of mind, and there is nothing wrong with wanting stability. The problem begins when stability becomes dependence, when you cannot imagine leaving because you have no other options, when your entire financial life depends on one company, one position, and one monthly paycheck. Many people spend their entire lives building a career but never build independence. They become experts at completing tasks but never learn how to create opportunities. They become valuable employees but never develop valuable assets. And this is where the difference between an employee mindset and an entrepreneur mindset begins. An employee asks, how can I earn more money for my time? An entrepreneur asks, how can I create something that continues producing value even when I am not working? This difference changes everything. The wealthy and financially independent are not necessarily people who work harder than everyone else. Many people work extremely hard. The difference is that they understand leverage. Leverage means using tools, systems, technology, people, and knowledge to multiply results. A person trading hours for money has limited leverage. A person building a business, creating digital products, investing, or developing valuable skills creates possibilities beyond their own time. This does not mean everyone needs to quit their job tomorrow. In fact, that is one of the biggest mistakes people make. They become frustrated with their situation and think the only solution is to escape immediately. But freedom is not created by running away. Freedom is created by building options. The smartest people do not jump without a plan. They use their current situation as a foundation to create something better. They keep their job while learning new skills. They save money. They build relationships. They create small projects. They experiment. They slowly reduce their dependence on a single source of income. Because the goal is not simply to leave the 9-to-5. The goal is to reach a point where you have the ability to choose. Choice is the real definition of freedom. The freedom to decide where you work. The freedom to decide how you spend your mornings. The freedom to spend more time with your family. The freedom to pursue ideas without being controlled by fear. But why do so many people never escape this cycle? One reason is that they underestimate the power of small actions. They believe success requires a huge opportunity, a perfect idea, or a large amount of money. But most successful businesses and careers are built through small improvements repeated consistently. 1 hour of learning every day. 1 new skill developed every few months. 1 conversation with a potential Customer one small project created after work. Small actions compound over time. The person who improves 1% every day becomes completely different after a few years. Another reason people stay trapped is fear. Fear of failure, fear of losing stability, fear of what others will think. Society teaches people to avoid risk, but rarely teaches them to avoid regret. And regret is often more painful than failure. Many people reach retirement age with a comfortable savings account, but a painful realization. They spent their entire life preparing to live, but never actually lived. They postponed their dreams. They waited for the perfect moment. They told themselves they would start someday, but someday never came. The truth is that the world is changing faster than ever. Technology is creating opportunities that did not exist 20 years ago. Today, one person can reach a global audience. One person can create a digital business. One person can learn skills that were once available only through expensive education. The barrier is no longer access. The barrier is willingness to begin. The future will belong to people who understand that their biggest asset is not their job. Their biggest asset is their ability to learn, adapt, and create value. Your job can disappear. Your company can change. The economy can shift. But your skills, knowledge, and ability to solve problems will always travel with you. This is why investing in yourself is one of the most important decisions you can make. Learn how money works. Learn how businesses grow. Learn how technology can increase your productivity. Learn how to communicate, sell, create, and build. Because the world rewards people who create value. The 9-to-5 lifestyle is not automatically a bad thing. Many people find purpose, satisfaction, and success through traditional careers. The problem is not having a job. The problem is believing that a job is the only path available. The biggest mistake is waking up one day and realizing you spent decades building a life that you never designed. Your time is your most valuable currency. Every day, you are making an investment. The question is, are you investing your time into creating more freedom? Or are you only exchanging it for another paycheck? Breaking free from the rat race does not happen overnight. It starts with awareness. It starts with understanding that your current situation does not have to be your final destination. It starts with making a decision to build something beyond your job. Maybe that means learning a new skill. Maybe that means starting a side project. Maybe that means creating your first online income stream. Maybe that means simply changing the way you think about work and money. The journey begins when you stop asking, how can I survive another month? And start asking, how can I build a future where I have more choices? Because true wealth is not just about having more money. True wealth is having control over your time, and the greatest achievement is not escaping work. It is creating a life where your work supports your dreams instead of replacing them. The 9-to-5 trap is real, but so is the opportunity to escape it. The question is not whether change is possible. The question is whether you are willing to take the first step.